Let's just pretend that you don't know that this is a pajamas and just go with the fact that it's blue, okay? Because I am mixing all of my fandoms together. It's cool, it's fine. Hello beautiful bookworms, my name is Katarina and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to be doing something that I wasn't expecting, but I was tagged to do a tag, and I normally don't really enjoy doing tags, but this is a priority for me, especially because it's a Ravenclaw book tag, and you all know which one is my Harry Potter house. Say it with me, Ravenclaw. So here we are doing this tag. So I was tagged by Joanna Annotations, and I'm going to leave her channel linked somewhere. And I don't really know who the original creator of this tag is, but I will try to search for it and leave down below or up or whatever if I can. And so let's proceed to our tag. So question number one is, let's go back to Hogwarts. Which is your favorite of the Harry Potter books? And the first time that I read them, my favorite was Harry Potter and the Half-Blood Prince. And it has been for a while now, but because I haven't reread them in a while, I really don't know which of them exactly now that I am 24 is my favorite. Probably it will still be the Half-Blood Prince because a lot of dark shit happens. And Slughorn and potions and Snape and there's a lot of things happening, but I am not really sure, but that was my actual favorite. Question number two is, time to move up to the common room at the top of the Ravenclaw Tower. A riddle is needed to open the door, and so I am going to challenge my viewers to guess my favorite riddle. So my favorite riddle is probably one that everyone knows, but it is my favorite, and I don't really know how it's said in English, but I do believe it is, what's the animal that walks with 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 legs in the night? I think that's how you say it in English, but yeah, that's my favorite one, and I will leave the answer, if I remember it, down below in the description. But it's a very easy one. It's sort of an Egyptian sort of riddle, the Sphinx riddle. I am already giving you a lot of clues, but it's a very easy one. The third question is, we've made it into the common room where everything is in the house color of blue and bronze. Recommend a book with blue or bronze on the cover. Well, I mean, I will guess it depends on what you want to read or have read, but I don't know. I myself always really enjoyed the Grishaverse, and so I would say Shadow and Bone by Leigh Bardugo, which in this edition is indeed blue and sort of bronze, a very light shade of bronze. This is a really cool book. I mean, you know what this is about, probably. If not, where have you been? But I am one of those people that actually thinks that the Grisha trilogy is good, even though, of course, Six of Crows and Crooked Kingdom is better. But I don't know, I really enjoyed this. So if you haven't read it and want to give it a shot, I full on recommend it. I was going to recommend more books, but I was caught a little bit surprised, and I don't know, I'm looking at my covers and I'm like, where's the blue on the covers? So we're just going to skip forward to question number 4, which is Ravenclaw traits, and those are intelligence first, and that is recommend a book cleverly written. I would say pretty much anything that Alexander Dumas writes, but particularly The Count of Monte Cristo, which this is only the first part. I have this edition in hardcover, and it's sort of a children's edition. I don't know why, because this book is not for children, but this is a really cool revenge story about this dude that is arrested, and he wants to get out and have his revenge because he was not arrested because he should be. And I don't want to tell you anymore because I read this for the first time without knowing anything, and I absolutely love The Count of Monte Cristo. Everything that Alexander Dumas writes, it's always filled with plot twists and plot points and interesting characters, and it's just so smart. I don't know, I adore his adventures, and so yeah, The Count of Monte Cristo. Next trait is wit, and that is recommend a funny book. So if most of you know me, you know that I don't read a lot of funny books. I enjoy very deep fantasy, adventurous, disturbing books, and not really fun ones. But I recently read in April a very, very fun book that I wasn't really expecting, and that was The City and the Mountains by S.O. Queiroz, and he's a Portuguese author, so if you want to branch out on your reading and you've never read a Portuguese author, I truly recommend this book. I don't know if that's the English translation per se or if it's actually translated, but I do believe so. And this is basically the story of a dude that's from the city and a guy that is his best friend that has some roots in the mountains. So one lives in Paris in the city and the other lives in Paris but has a lot of family and goes a lot of times to Portugal, to the inside of the country, in the mountains, in the countryside. And so they're a little bit different, and their expectations and their needs and their wants are very different, and it's really funny to see how this still fits with some of the society points today. And I laughed so hard reading this and I wasn't expecting it, so I guess it's a funny book. Next straight is Wisdom, and that is a book you wish your younger self could have read. And for that one, I'm not going to show the books, but I'm going to tell you, I wish that my younger self could have read School for Good and Evil, the series. So I've only read the first trilogy. I haven't read the 4th to the 6th that is coming out in June this year, but I'm obviously expecting them to be great as well, because the first trilogy really is. And even though it's middle grade, it's a very dark and it subverts a lot of genre types, and it's a beautiful fantasy story that has beautiful morality and that has amazing, morally great characters, which was something that I wasn't really exposed to when I was younger, and I wish I could have been more exposed to, because now it's one of the things that I love the most. And I think that it would have, I don't know if it would have changed how I felt about literature in a way, but maybe I would have started reading other types of books sooner. I don't know. Next straight is Creativity, and it is recommend a booktuber whose creativity you enjoy. And for this, I am going to leave linked somewhere Mooney Reed's channel, because I really love her. I think that she has always different topics to conversate and different things that she likes to say, and things, I don't know, her opinions are just so great. And even though most of the time I do identify with them, and even when I don't, I feel like I learn something every time she says something or gives an opinion. And I really enjoy her ideas and the books that she reads and everything. I don't know, I really like her. And now for originality, recommend a book start of a series. And because I don't want to go with the obvious ones like Sanderson or I don't know, anything like that, I am going to say a book that I still feel like it's a little bit underrated in the community, even though it's top-notch fantasy, and that is Furyborn by Claire Legrand. It's the first one of the Imperium trilogy. Yeah, Imperium. I was thinking about Emporium, and then I was like, isn't that a perfume? So yeah, Furyborn and the rest of the books. The third one will come out beginning of next year, I do believe, and I'm so excited, even though I haven't read the second one, but I'm sure it's going to be amazing. So Furyborn is basically the story of these two women, these two characters, and one of them is supposed to be a Blood Queen and lead the kingdom to ruin, and the other the Sun Queen and lead the kingdom to hope and to commence anew and to be an amazing kingdom. And basically we know from the start which is which, and how one turned the way she was and how the other is trying to progress with her life, and they are apart 1,000 years. So it's very interesting to see how the world changes from those 2 years, and the plot points and the perspectives. And I don't know, the characters are so complex and the relationships, and I really enjoy it. And so to finish this off, I was supposed to tag some people, which I am going to try to do on Twitter if I remember. I hope so. If not, everyone is welcome to do this. I would really enjoy some fellow Ravenclaws that I'm not aware of would tell me down below they're Ravenclaws, so I can officially tag them. If not, if you are from another team, you can also of course do this. I would love to see your takes on the Ravenclaw questions. And so that's going to be all for this video. Happy readings to you all. Bye!